Where is India going today? Is it surging, having just overtaken the United Kingdom to become the fifth largest economy in the world? Or is it flailing, having settled at a growth rate that is grossly insufficient to provide jobs for the millions joining the labour force? Are manufacturers across the world jostling to produce in India? Or does the stagnant share of employment in manufacturing over decades suggest India has missed the manufacturing bus? Is India preparing for the future? Or is it too focused on battling the past? Are Indians uniformly doing well? Or is India becoming more unequal, with the upper class experiencing the best of times while the middle class sinks slowly? These questions reflect two sides of the debate over India's economy. One side, relentlessly bullish and unwilling to see, speak, or hear any concerns about India's foreordained march into the ranks of the wealthiest and most powerful countries in the world. The other side is much more critical, unpersuaded there is any good in what is happening. Is it, as Cambridge economist Joan Robinson said, whatever you can rightly say about India, the opposite is also true? Or is there more truth to one side than the other? The answer matters because the cheerleaders feel the government should impose its will wherever needed, even at the risk of turning authoritarian. After all, is this not how China grew? From economic parity with India in the 1960s to becoming one of the world's two superpowers today, with an economy over 5 times the size of India's? The critics believe the current government is better at perception management and suppressing unpleasant facts than creating real well-being for the masses, but this side has been unable to offer persuasive alternatives. There is certainly a restlessness in India today, most noticeable among its youth. They are the largest and still growing segment of the population and are unwilling to settle for old bromides. They want new answers, answers that give them good jobs, not handouts, which will improve their lives today, not ask them to continue to endure. Many are temporarily sustained by the optimism that it is now India's turn to soar. India needs a vision of where it wants to get to, for that will determine the choices it needs to make today. To see what that might be, we first need to understand the debate between the cheerleaders and critics on India's current trajectory. We will explain in this book why we think the critics are largely right on the facts. The relentless cheerleaders paper over the real fault lines that are emerging in the Indian economy. Too many of India's youth don't have jobs and don't have a hope of getting one, so they stop looking. The fraction of working-age women employed is an abysmal 1 in 5, the lowest in the G20 countries, and the fraction of men employed is nothing to be proud of either. India wastes too much of its human capital and is in danger of frittering away its demographic dividend, the supposed dividend from having a growing share of working-age population, because it is not creating enough jobs. And new storm clouds are emerging. Geopolitical tensions, as well as disruptions caused by the pandemic and climate-related disasters, are causing firms to rethink their global supply chains. Many multinationals are contemplating nearshoring or even reshoring their manufacturing. Jobs in manufacturing and services are also at risk of being automated, either by robots or by artificial intelligence algorithms. India needs solutions. The cheerleaders are correct in thinking the government is getting some things right. Reforms like the switch to an all-India goods and services tax, which unifies the Indian market by replacing myriad state-by-state levies, had long been proposed but were executed under the current government. India is building highways, tunnels, and rural roads faster than before. Direct benefit transfers, enabled by the digital stack, which we will describe later, and mass opening of bank accounts allow the government to reach the beneficiaries directly with minimal leakage on the way. And in September 2023, India ended its turn as the G20 president with a well-organized meeting in Delhi, culminating in a statement that achieved a consensus on some very fractious issues.